during the good days, I do conduct a monthly talk in Harbourfront Library. At this current situation, we have just converted it to the Zoom session. You can view the notes in my blog, as the librarians has told you. Another way is you can go to the blog, right to the bottom, you will see the word follow, click on it and submit your email address. What this does is every time I publish a new post, you will get the full text in your email account. It's more convenient than you do a screenshot. Now, I am trying to test this Facebook Messenger room. So those who attend this Zoom session are welcome to join. So my coming one is on the 13th of 6. This is not a library program. This is just my personal program to encourage you all to make friends with each other. I have about 100 over followers who used to join the physical coffee chat in Harbourfront when I do the physical lesson. So you can just submit your full name and mobile number to my email account. Now, coming to housekeeping, we have to ask ourselves 3 words: why, how, and if. Why is to understand the problem. Why my smart device is running so slow? How is to learn the skill? Lifelong learning. How can I improve the situation? If is the consequence. Loss of data, memories, and a lot of other personal things. If I don't do housekeep, what are the consequences? In any computer system or smart device, there are technically 4 aspects we have to learn or be aware of it. First is the user himself. Have to learn to be a smart user. Attend more IT classes. Next is the application program. These are more directed to those who are still working, like learning Microsoft, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, or even photo editing to make a living. So this is another aspect of learning. Now, every smart device has an operating system. And last but not least is the hardware aspect. In the old days, I do repair, house visit, repair computer for people. I can even find lizards in the CD drive. Now, just to give you some comparison, you can't see what is in the laptop, but now I show you a messy room full of Lego pieces and all that. If you are doing a Lego project, you still can do a project, but you will notice that very difficult for you to find the right piece and all that. So what is the consequence? You will take longer time to make your Lego project. Similarly with a laptop, you keep on using it, play games, see movie. There are a lot of unnecessary temporary files that store in your laptop. And you will realize after some time you go slow. Why? Because you either do not know how to remove them or how to make your smart device to work more efficiently. Now, what is housekeeping? Housekeeping is preventive maintenance. Maintenance is after the device is found not working well or not working at all. In any smart device, since you already buy the smart device, you have to trust the provider. Like for example, Apple, when Apple asks you to update the OS, just trust them and update. Don't delete away the instruction or the request. So you have 4 types of OS in the various market devices in the market. So using a smart device, You have to be aware and know these points. A lot of people do not know how to buy a smart device. Either they buy one that's underperformed or they buy one that's overperformed. Be aware of cheap offer. Cheap offer always have outdated versions of OS. Understand your mobile plan. My mobile plan is only about $20, so you can compare what is your price you're paying. Know how to housekeep your device. Know how to find what you want to see, want to hear, or to confirm. Not what they want you to see, what you want to see. That is the difference. Know how to avoid getting into trouble. Now, for proper housekeeping, there are 5 areas we will discuss today. First is the memory management. Second is the battery management. Then the mobile data plan, how much you pay a month. Then the consequences, the risk. What will happen if this happen or that happen? So know the risk that is involved in things that you supposed to do, you didn't do. And updating the OS and apps as and when prompted. Now come to the first point, memory management. Before you buy a smart device, ask yourself, what type of memory size that is suitable for me? Definitely the higher the memory size, the more costly it will be. So ask your friends if you do not know how to decide where is the entry point of your smart device. iPad also have similar capacity, and laptop, desktop also have similar capacity. And even after you buy the smart device, either a laptop or desktop, sometimes you may add more apps into your device. It's okay. You can add more apps and do whatever you want. But once the app no more serves you, it's good to remove it away to recover some memory. And most of us have a WhatsApp chat, and you will notice your friend will send you a lot of movies and pictures and all that. My view is you can see the movie or video and pictures, but after that, if they are not important, just delete them away. The reason I said that is because most of these videos are available in YouTube. So why should you spend your memory to keep it? Whereas if you know how to search YouTube, you can get back the same video. So removing of web caches are more related to smartphone and laptop. Different devices use different ways of doing it. We will try to cover some of this. Now, most of us have a smartphone, will keep on taking pictures and things like that. And you will come a time when you have maybe 1,000 pictures in your smartphone and you cannot download any more apps, or the smartphone just don't work properly. So one good advice is when you have sufficient quantity of pictures or video in your smart device, try to transfer out to another device, because the laptop or the smartphone is not a storage device. It is an operating device. So you know the difference, you will know what to do. Now, before I explain this technical battery that is in all our smartphone, I would like to give you a simple analogy of 2 cups. One cup filled full with water, another cup is an empty cup. One hand you hold the cup filled with water to a higher level. The other one, empty cup, you hold it below. So you pour the water from the cup that is with water to the cup below that is no water. What will happen is the volume of water will be transferred to the lower cup. So water at a higher level has potential energy, and when water moves, it also has kinetic energy. So this can be converted to electricity, like hydroelectrical power in those big rivers and all that. So with the same similar thought, I want you to compare it with a battery that I've shown you here. A battery actually has 4 components. I hope you can see them. First is the anode. Second is the cathode. Third is the separator material. And fourth is the electrolyte. It can be liquid, it can be a paste. Now, how do the battery work? What actually happens is a battery normally will be half charged when you buy a new smartphone. So you need to charge the battery. So as you charge the battery, you know what happened? The blue ions, lithium ions, will be migrated from the cathode side to the anode side. So if all the blue ions transfer to the side, we say the battery is fully charged. When the battery is fully charged, means it can have the full power to do the job that your smartphone demands. Because once you turn on your smartphone, everything requires power. Your antenna requires power, your speaker requires power, everything requires power. So the lithium ion will move from the anode to the cathode. You notice it's a reverse, it moves. And those black ions is a fixed quantity. That is the capacity of the battery. So it will start to move. So when it moves all over there, then your battery is considered flat. And what happened? You have to charge it again to bring the blue ions back to the anode side, and the cycle repeats itself. Now, sometimes in the papers you hear lithium battery catches fire and all that. The reason is because whoever who manufactured that battery has a poor quality separator. And if the separator is of poor quality and due to improper use of the battery, it will start to crack and start to get punctured. When it starts to get punctured, all the ions, instead of going the proper way from anode to cathode, it just rush across from right to left. And when it rush across, it's a very huge current. And that current converted to heat, and heat converted to fire. That's how all these things catches fire. Now, why a battery cannot last forever? The reason is same as what I told you just now, the water. When you pour water from the top to the bottom, what will happen? First of all, you have evaporation. So some quantity will get lost. Second, you may be not so accurate, some spill over. So the 100% volume of water will start to reduce as you start to repeat the cycle until maybe no more water at all, or already evaporated or disappeared. Same thing with a battery. The ions start to move from left to right, right to left. What will happen? Some of them will get lost. Either it just refuse to move, it just stay in the anode side or stick to the separator. So if you get an iPhone, you can check the efficiency of your battery. New 100% efficient. Then it start to drop. So any battery normally will last you minimum 2 years. So if don't last you 2 years, means you have not done something right. So why you have not done something right? Number one, all provider, when you sell you a smartphone, they give you a battery charger. That is called the original battery charger. And you notice battery charger for smartphone is only 1 amp. If you overcharge it using the 2.1 amp in some of those third-party battery charger, you are actually doing a quick charge. So quick charge will shorten the life of the battery. That's one aspect. Another aspect is my 20-80% range. When the battery drops to 20%, you start charging. You don't wait until 0% or 5%. When the battery reaches until 80% or 85%, you stop charging. So work within that range is the most ideal, that you don't stress the battery too much. Now the next aspect is the data management. Data management in current situation, not so bad. I think most of us has a large quantity of data in our smartphone. But in the olden days, it's very important. They give you maybe 500 meg or 1G or 2G. So these are some of the advice that you can start to save up your data plan, because data plan is monitored on a monthly basis. If you overspend, you have to pay extra. If you are a frequent traveler, there are 3 ways you can consider. One way is to rent a portable Wi-Fi router from the Changi Airport before you leave Singapore. Another method is when you reach overseas, then you buy a local SIM card with a voice and data plan. Then you compare what promotion your provider is giving you on the auto roam account. So you have to do some homework to check which is the best. But for me, I always do the first one, because the first one can share with anybody around you. So if you go on a family outing, one person just put the router in your pocket, everybody can share the same router network. Now, this one you can read yourself when you have free time. Basically, it's a possibility and consequence. This is to make you aware that what can be lost if you don't do this or you don't do that. Next, we go to risk management. What happened? For whatever reason, I need to totally reset my smartphone. If you do that, the consequence is you will lose all your picture, all your videos that is in your smartphone, and even your contacts, if you don't do the 4 points I mentioned below. So if you have a smartphone, Apple one, you have to do iCloud backup. If you have an Android phone, you have to do a Google backup. You have to do some setting. Don't know, ask and learn from sessions like that. If you have a laptop, there are 2 ways you can transfer your photo from your smartphone to the laptop, and then from the laptop to an external drive. Now, what happened for whatever reason, your device is totally dead? Same thing, you will lose everything. And worst of all, what happens if you need to reinstall your operating system? Also the same consequence, you will lose everything. So before everything is lost, try to do a backup either by the Apple way or by the Google way. And for Windows 10, you can, we have done that in the earlier session that teach you how to do a restore point and how to reinstall operating system. Smartphone and laptop computers are not storage devices. I mentioned earlier. The reason is because if for whatever reason your laptop maybe contain 1,000 pictures inside and totally dead, it's not the end of the world. You still can bring to Simlim to get it recovered, but you have to pay maybe $50 to recover your pictures and $50 to make your laptop working again. So if you do some simple steps that I advise you during the Windows 10 lesson, you will save all this money. So my rough guide to you all is, if you have around 300 pictures in your laptop or in your smartphone, it's good to think about how to transfer it away from these smart devices, so that if your smart devices, for whatever reason, give you trouble, you still have your picture stored in some other location. There are other methods of storage media. Actually, I have one special session on this, maybe later month of the year. But for the time being, these are the method you can consider. I will highlight to you the Flickr method later on, because we subscribe. I think my children subscribe to the Flickr account. And I, being the worker, I have helped them to upload more than 19,000 pictures into this account. And I'll show you how easy it is to recover, to see them, to download them, and all these things. update whenever prompted. When you are prompted to update the operating system, please do it straight away. Because when you buy a smart device, you already trusted the provider. If the provider tells you, please do that, you have to trust them 100%, rather than delete it away and worried about what is going on, what is the provider trying to do with my smart device. So all these are unnecessary consideration. Have a trust in them since you already purchased the equipment from them. These are some of the points I summarized on what I talked earlier on. Perform regular cleanup, smart devices. Some of them refer to laptop, some of them refer to smartphone, and the system or the arrangement of doing that is a bit different. Can be discussed if you are not familiar with it. Because my blog has an email address, you can always write to me to ask specific questions, how to do this or how to do that. Update the operating system when prompted. Backup regularly. There are many methods to do it different depending on your devices. Try to have a second copy of your file data if it is important to you. If you are not the type of people who have a lot of data, you can even use a thumb drive to do that. Do not use a smart device as the storage device. Just another reminder. Now, one small point down here may be not significant, but I do repair a lot of desktop computer because this rule is not followed. Well-ventilated location. Remember, when we eat medicine, we have side effect. When we use a smart device, we also have side effect. What is the side effect? Heat is the side effect. And every smart device, whoever who designed that smart device has considered heat management. So if the heat management is not balanced, you know what will happen? You touch your device, it will be very hot. That means something is wrong. Your device should not be very hot. These are more related to Windows 10 operating system. In the previous lesson, I discussed. So if you have Windows 10, you can go through the notes on the previous post that in my blog. Okay, one final word. There are actually 3 device community in the market: Apple, Microsoft, and Google Android. Then why there are so many thousands of apps? Those are considered third-party app provider. Everybody is trying to make a living. So these 3 community accept third-party apps into their community. So your job is to either find out from your friend or learn yourself which app is more suitable for your job or for your lifestyle. If you ask me, I want to do this, I can recommend you the best app because I've gone through it. But if you are not sure, ask your friend, because some of the apps, instead of helping you, actually making your device work slower. So some of them worse. We call it buy one, give one free. I hope you understand the meaning. You download one app, but because this app is a good friend of another company, it forces you to install another app. So unnecessary, you have another app in your smart device that is not doing any job, just occupy your memory. Now I come to my personal Flick account. As you know, through the years, my children and I have a lot of photos. Initially, we have paper photos. Then we have digital photo. So for paper photo, first I scan it, then I edit it, then I store it in a home cloud. I built a home cloud. So from the home cloud, that is the first copy I have. I upload it to Flickr. So Flickr now, with my constant working with my children, I have uploaded 19,000 photos, properly arranged in album. I will show you the sample afterwards. So for those digital print, I will edit them and select the best that has a meaning, has memory, has a story to tell, upload to the Flickr. So what is the risk management on what I'm doing this project? The cloud company may close down or the home cloud computer may fail. Whatever possibility, I have sufficient time and means to control the damage. What actually happened is I allow one failure in my project. One failure can be the cloud company go bust. I lost all my picture. That's one damage done. Or one of my hard disks in my home cloud clash. So all the picture in the hard disk gone. Doesn't matter. I have a system to back up so I can recover my damage. Okay, now I just show you that. So now what happened is I have go through my Flickr account, and these are all the albums of my 19,000 pictures inside. So you notice one picture is one photo album. So I go to one specific one to give you some idea how I see an individual picture. So this is some of my oldest picture. I have 829 uploaded. So I just go to one picture to show you. So you just see how easy it is to access your storage and your memories and whatever it is. So remember, I have one redundancy for failure. So whatever happened, I won't lose my picture. I still can recover the damage. So I just go to one picture to show you. So you just see how fast it can be, about 800 over pictures. I just scroll down. This is me, 74 years ago. So you just see how this is Hong Lim Park. So that is how easy it is to see a picture. So I think I have ended my talk.